Have you ever noticed how some people seem to carry a completely different kind of energy? You walk into a room, and there's someone who feels calm, focused, alive. They're not necessarily the most talented person there. They're not always the smartest, the richest, or the most experienced. But there's something different about them. Their energy feels steady, their decisions seem clearer, their life seems more intentional. And if you spend enough time around people like that, you start to realize something interesting. It's not usually their circumstances that make them different. It's their mindset, the way they interpret challenges, the way they talk to themselves, the way they choose where to place their attention. And here's the fascinating part. Those internal choices don't just influence their thoughts, they influence their body, their energy, and the direction their life moves in. This is episode 6, and today we're talking about simple mindset shifts that can transform your body, your energy, and your life. Not dramatic overnight reinventions, not unrealistic productivity hacks, just powerful shifts in perspective that, when practiced consistently, can completely change how you experience your days. By the end of this conversation, my goal is that you walk away with a few insights that help you feel more energized, more grounded, and more intentional in how you move through your life. You won't need to change everything at once. You'll just begin seeing things differently. And sometimes, that's where real transformation starts. Let's begin with something most people underestimate. Your mind and your body are not separate systems. They are constantly influencing each other. Neuroscientist Andrew Huberman often explains that your brain's interpretation of an experience determines the chemical signals your body releases. If your brain perceives a situation as overwhelming or threatening, your body releases stress hormones like cortisol. Your muscles tighten, your breathing changes, your energy drops. But if your brain interprets a challenge as meaningful or interesting, a completely different set of chemicals is released. Dopamine, serotonin, endorphins. These chemicals improve focus, motivation, and physical energy. In other words, the story you tell yourself about your life affects how your body feels inside it. And that leads to the first mindset shift. Instead of asking yourself, "Why is this happening to me?" try asking, "What can this situation teach me?" Psychologist Carol Dweck, who studied what she calls the growth mindset, found that people who treat challenges as opportunities to learn tend to stay more motivated and resilient. Their brains remain engaged rather than defensive. That one shift from threat to curiosity can completely change how you experience difficulty. Another powerful shift has to do with how you measure progress. Many people unintentionally drain their energy by expecting massive results immediately. If progress doesn't look dramatic, they assume nothing is happening. But the brain doesn't operate well under that kind of pressure. Author James Clear often talks about the power of small improvements. Your brain releases dopamine, the motivation chemical, when it recognizes progress. But if you ignore small wins, your brain doesn't register the effort as meaningful. So here's a simple shift. Start measuring progress by direction, not speed. Ask yourself, am I moving forward even slightly? If the answer is yes, then progress is happening, and your brain will reward that recognition with energy. Let me ask you something. How often do you acknowledge the small improvements you've made recently? Maybe you handled a stressful moment differently. Maybe you took care of your body better. Maybe you showed up when you didn't feel like it. Those moments matter more than you think. Now, before we continue, let me pause for a second. If conversations like this help you slow down, think differently, and reconnect with your direction, consider subscribing to our YouTube channel so you don't miss future episodes. And if something in this conversation resonates with you, leave a comment with one word that describes how you're feeling right now. Maybe it's motivated, thinking, learning, or calmer. Or share how this video has helped you. Those comments create a space where people realize they're not navigating life alone. All right, let's keep going. Another mindset shift that can dramatically change your energy is learning to detach your identity from your current situation. Many people unknowingly label themselves based on temporary experiences. I'm bad at this. I'm not disciplined. I'm not confident. But those statements turn temporary states into permanent identities. Philosopher Marcus Aurelius wrote about this idea centuries ago. He believed that external events